Good morning from Vienna. We just arrived after an overnight train from Switzerland. Got hit with a full-on storm that is currently sweeping across Austria right now. Yep, my cultural museum-packed itinerary, it's out the window. And instead, this has turned into a foodie trip. Honestly, I'm not too mad about it, because Vienna is my favorite European city. I love its history, stunning architecture, and most of all, the legendary coffeehouse culture. So today, come spend 24 hours in Vienna with my family. Mostly indoors, mostly eating, and trust me, rain or snow, Vienna doesn't disappoint. Alright, let's go. We started our day at Café Central, one of the most iconic coffee houses in the city. Opened in 1876, it was the spot for writers, philosophers, and even revolutionaries back in the day. People like Freud and Trotsky were just hanging out here, sipping coffee and thinking deep thoughts. We got here right at 8 a.m., skipped the usual crazy line. There are so many breakfast options here, but we went with the Viennese breakfast and the Café Central breakfast, which comes with a combo of Kaiser rolls, toast jam, ham and cheese, and drinks. And of course, I had to try the Wiener Melon. It's like the Viennese version of a cappuccino. Super creamy, smooth, and just feels right to sip in a place like this. After breakfast, we walked, umbrellas in hand of course, to Belvedere Palace, which is stunning even in the rain. Belvedere was built in the early 1700s to Prince Eugene of Savoy, who was kind of the Habsburg military MVP. It was basically his fancy summer's residence. Now it's one of the most beautiful museums in Austria. Everything from medieval art to Klimt, and yes, I got to see the Kiss by Gustav Klimt, which was way more golden and glowy in person. But what really got me? Sisi's dress. So Sisi, or Empress Elizabeth, is a total icon in Austria. She became empress at 16, had this insane beauty routine, her hair went down to her knees and apparently took 3 hours to maintain, and she hated strict court life. She was free-spirited, traveled a lot, loved poetry, very let me live my life energy. Seeing her actual dress up close make her feel so real. Next up, dessert round number 1 at Café Demo, the former imperial bakery. This place used to serve pastries to actual emperors. We ordered to go the Kaiserschmarrn, which is this fluffy shredded pancake situation, dusted in sugar and served with fruit compote. And the smell, buttery, sugary, caramelized goodness, all in one place. So simple, but so delicious. And the store inside feels like stepping into the royal version of Honeydukes from Harry Potter. Like, imagine if Honeydukes had velvet chairs, chandeliers, and served pastries to actual emperors. That's the vibe. Okay, let me take a few minutes just to talk about bread, because only one word, unreal. That first bite into the Kaiser roll, crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. Living in Europe has completely ruined me in the best way. I've developed a very critical eye when it comes to bread and pastries. For dinner, we went to Figelmüller, known for its schnitzel, like bigger than the plate giant. We had to book this one in advance. When we got there, the line was already spilling out the door. We ordered beef goulash with potato dumplings, Tafelspitz, which is the super tender boiled beef with potato salad, and of course, the Wiener schnitzel. And the best part of traveling with family, you don't have to choose just one thing. Everyone shares. Here is me, casually turning dinner into my own little buffet. As someone who usually travels solo, I'm so used to grabbing a quick bite, cooking in a hostel, or just eating whatever's easy. So moments like this, sitting down with my family, passing plates around, trying a little of everything, laughing over food, it just feels different. Slower, warmer, familiar. It became one of the most special parts of the trip. Not just the food, but that feeling of home, even while you're far away. And even though the storm was still doing the most, wind, sideway rain, full dramatic vibes. We couldn't end the day without one last dessert stop at Café Landmann. It's one of those classic old-school Viennese cafes, warm lights, plush chairs, and this quiet kind of charm that just draws you in from the cold. They're known for their apfelstrudel, more Kaiserschmarrn, and a cake counter that kind of stops you in your track. So yes, we absolutely loaded up on desserts, probably ate enough to last throughout the next day, but it was worth every bite. Felt like the perfect way to close out our time in Vienna. Comforting, rich, and a little bit dreamy. Alright, on to Hallstatt.
Hauptbahnhof Ost.
Our train ride from Vienna to Hallstatt, about 3.5 hours, was wrapped in fog, steady rain the entire way. The windows were blurred, the landscape muted, but there was something peaceful about it. I love that feeling, sitting on a long train ride with a long journey ahead, watching the world slip past your window. It's like you're moving and still at the same time. I had this quiet moment where I just sat and let it all pass by. Trees, lakes, rooftops, and felt so small, but so grateful to be here, to be alive, and to see the world one window at a time. We arrived in Hallstatt in the afternoon, and wow, this place, tucked between steep green mountains, wrapped in fog, felt untouched, almost like it existed in a slower version of time. The rain made it even more mysterious in the best way. We walked to the city center, yep, that famous lakeside village that looks like a postcard. The lake was quiet, the reflections were soft, even in the rain, it felt really peaceful. And then, in true travel fashion, we missed the last bus back to our hotel. Cue a little chaos. Soaked, standing in the rain, no clue what to do, but then a staff member from a nearby hotel saw us and offered to call a taxi. Literal angel. That kindness turned a mess into a moment I'll never forget. The next morning, we headed up to the Hallstatt salt mine. It was surprisingly fun, part museum, part adventure. We rode a cable car, wore minor outfits, and even slid down these long wooden slides into the tunnels. We learned how Hallstatt once shaped Austria's history, thanks to salt, what they used to call white gold. It made me think about how every place has a story, and how lucky we are to step into those stories, even just for a few days. And now, sitting here reflecting on this trip, I'm reminded how fleeting everything is. How moments pass just like those trees outside the train window, there for a second and then gone. But I guess that's the beauty of travel. You don't get to keep the moment, but you get to feel it even for a little while. So, if you're thinking about visiting Austria or traveling to a different place other than, where you're currently living in, do it. Rain or shine, storm or sunshine, it's so worth it. There's always something warm to eat, something beautiful to see, and a little bit of magic waiting around the corner.